What's up, guys? Welcome to another Lorcana video. This is your boy Skinner, and first and foremost, I just want to give a huge thank you. You guys have blown up my channel over the last few days, so thank you so much for all the love. I really appreciate it. I've always wanted to be successful on YouTube, and I've tried many different things, and you know, I could never commit to it, and Lorcana has really pushed me to want to create content and want to make deck lists and all this stuff. So I really appreciate you guys coming along for the ride, and thank you so much for all the retweets, likes, subscribes, all that stuff. Thank you. So today, guys, I wanted to go ahead and bring you some gameplay from the actual deck that I used at the tournament. The only difference in this list that I'm playing today is that I am playing one less Hans and one more Eye of Fates. And the reason for that is because Eye of Fates is really good in the control matchup. Choosing to cut Hans is a personal preference. You could probably cut Tinkerbell or cut something else, but I prefer to keep Tinkerbell at 4 because not only is she evasive and she gets around Rafiki when Hans does not, but also because she just interacts with bodyguards with her secondary effects. So I just feel like Tinkerbell has more utility in that sense, so I'm playing 4 of her. Alright guys, so let's go ahead and queue up the deck and see how we do. Alright, so we are going second our first game. Unfortunately, we do want to go first a lot with this deck. I mean, I think every deck in this game wants to go first, but specifically this one. We are going to mull away our 5 drops here just because we are trying to curve out early. We will draw into those later. And we do get some inkable cards back, which we love. So our opponent is playing first. We don't know what he's playing yet, so just kind of wait to see. Okay, he's charging a Duke, so another green deck. And he's playing Steel. Okay, so we don't love playing against Steel. Steel usually has a lot of removal, so that could be a little scary for us. But if he's playing green, he's probably playing a more aggressive strategy. So we're gonna go ahead and charge Develop Your Brain. We don't need Develop Your Brain here, just because Develop Your Brain mostly is in the deck to supplement for the other 1-drops that we don't have in this color. So we're happy to charge that and play Flounder here. Charges the Flynn Rider, which is very interesting, and chooses to play Eric. Okay, so we're gonna get rid of this second Flounder. We don't need that, and we're gonna run out Flynn Rider, which I think is better than Prince Eric in this situation. Okay, he's gonna get rid of Hans. Cheshire Cat. Alright, he's gonna go ahead and quest. Alright, so I think we're going to get rid of the fill here because we're really not going to need that. And since he's playing aggressive strategy, we're going to run Jasper. Jasper's just been an outstanding card in the green mirror matches. He stops your opponent from questing, and that is incredibly powerful when you're trying to race. And he also has a 4 defense, which is great against Smash. So just an outstanding card in this matchup. Okay, you're going to go ahead and take a card away. We're happy to do so. Alright, and Cheshire Cat will quest. Cool, we are cool with that. Alright, we draw Phil here. We don't need that. And now we're going to decide here. We definitely want to clear up some stuff on his side of the field. So I think we're going to use Flounder here to take Eric off the board. That's very strong. And rather than trading into Simba here, we're just going to quest and shut down the Cheshire Cat. And the reason I'm doing this here is just because I value the 2 lore that Cheshire Cat's going to provide way more than I value taking Simba off the field. Plus Cheshire Cat cannot attack into me because it has 0 power, so it's literally just a dead card right now, which is pretty strong and part of the reason why Jasper is just so good. We also were able to add Hans to the field, so we've got that 3 power and 3 lore, so very strong. And he passes his turn 4, so that is super bad for him because we have a lot of gas still. So we're going to quest again, obviously shut down the Cheshire Cat, puts us to 9, and then we're just going to go ahead and flood the board. We still have Mad Hatter. For some crazy reason, he does have Grab Your Swords. However, being that this is an aggressive deck, I don't think that he's playing it, but we shall see. Okay, there you go. So Cusco, that's not going to be enough, sir. We do have a lot of cards. So he chooses to kill the Flounder, no problem, he's done his job. And here we're just going to quest. Keep continuing to make that cat a dead card. And we will even add a little cherry on top there. No need to ink the Hans to play Hatter when we could just play Hans and stay at 4. If for whatever reason we need to go to 5 next turn, we just go to 5. Perfect. So there's the first win. So Jasper just showing how strong he is in that matchup. Anytime you're playing against the Green Mirror match, Jasper's always going to be an all-star. So I really enjoy playing Jasper. Alright, so we're going first this game. We love that. That's very important. Okay, so again, we are not really super crazy about hanging on to our 5 drops. But I think I might just keep this because I can ink her early. And we have a really nice selection of cards here. We can choose to go into Flynn Rider. We could choose to go into Aurora. So we have options here. Jasper or Cat. Okay, so we are playing against a red-purple deck. So this is a good opportunity to show you guys a little bit of my strategy against red-purple, which pretty much is just to quest as fast as humanly possible. So we don't need Jasper. He's not going to help us in any race. We're not going to be racing here. We definitely want to be adding Flynn Rider. And then we're going to go ahead and just quest with Duke here, get the party started. So right now I'm thinking about next turn playing Cheshire Cat. You're probably curious why I didn't play Aurora when I can shift her. Honestly, I want to go wide here. I'm not really concerned with shifting at the moment. We're going to go ahead and ink Develop Your Brain and run out Cheshire Cat. And we're going to take this trade all day. Our opponent probably should have just chose to attack us there, or I don't know why he quested, but it was really weird. Alright, so our opponent plays Maleficent, very strong 3-drop, but not able to do anything else with their turn, so that's really good for us. And we're going to go ahead and ink the Flounder. And we're going to run Aurora out there. We'd rather have a 4-drop here, obviously, but it's okay. Aurora still quests for 2. And she gives us an option next turn if we need to shift, or we could play Cusco if we have to. Which we will probably play Cusco. He's like the best thing you could be doing on turn 5 anyway, but we still have options. Okay, opponent chooses to deal with Flynn Rider. We're cool with that. And Aladdin. So this is a card that is a menace to this deck. So let's see if we're able to do something about it. We're gonna go ahead and ink Phil here. And run out the Cusco. And we're just going to quest here, guys. I know he can shift into Aladdin, and there's nothing we could do about that, honestly. I can't sit here and allow him to control the pace of the game when he may not have the shift. So it's just a chance I have to take. But of course, he does have it, so, you know, we don't love to see that. So he is going to go ahead and eat 2 lore away from us, which is not great. And it's a pretty tough spot to be in once Aladdin is able to get multiple attacks. So let's see here. I'm gonna play Aurora out there, and we're just gonna try to race it. If he chooses to attack Cusco, which is the obvious target, either target's gonna go ahead and kill the Aladdin, which is not really something we want to do here, but it's the only way we can get it off the table. So we will go ahead and pay the price, go down to 11. But now there's no Aladdin. So now we just have to try to get back into the game here. Sure, I don't understand that attack, but if he wants to attack into our cat for 2, then I guess so be it. And the Dragonfire. Cool. Alright, so a lot of resources there. And we get Hatter, which is great for us. We're going to continue to quest. And our opponent's still at 5 ink. So he needs 2 turns to get to be prepared here. You know, don't think that he... Okay, he chooses to trade here. No problem. Dragonfire. Oh boy. Alright, so sometimes this is the situation you find yourself in. We don't have a way to draw cards, so you just got to get good and draw better. But let's see what we can do here. We got Aurora. Okay, we like seeing that. Whenever he's drawing cards, he's using all his ink for the turn. And we're going to go ahead and pressure. Give a little mini Cusco here with Ward. Aurora obviously very powerful at making all your cards really hard to interact with, which I think lends perfectly with the green strategy. Rafiki, that is not enough, my friend. Looks like he's debating. Okay, he's gonna just give me Rafiki for free. We're cool with that. And another Rafiki. Alright, so double Rafiki. We're cool with that. That's a 2-for-1 that we are happy with. And it did spend all of his ink for the turn, so he doesn't get to draw a card off Magic Mirror. We love that. We're happy with that. And Flynn Rider just going to get in there. What I love about Flynn Rider here is if he does play something like Maui or Rafiki, he does have to discard a card in order to attack into them, which I'm sure he doesn't want to discard the last 2 cards. Alright, so there's the big bad queen, Miss Elsa. She sits our guys down. We are going to play Hans because he quests for more than Tinkerbell. We are trying to end this game right now. He's got 2 cards in hand. He might have Be Prepared here. If he does, we still have Tinkerbell we can play out next turn. Plus whatever we draw. He is thinking. He is thinking. So as you can see, guys, it's just about pressuring. If we give them time, then we have no chance of beating this deck. Yep, he gets rid of that. Flynn Rider taking a card out. You can see how powerful that is this late in the game. Just taking cards out of his hand. And he's dead. We got him, boys. It's another win. So that is 2-0 for the blue-green deck. And let's give you guys one more game so that you guys don't think that that it was a total fluke. This is probably the game where I end up against Steel Song and get my face pushed in. But for now, we are 2-0. Alright, so once again, just pitching the 5 drops. We don't want to see them in our opening hand. And Jasper, I think I'm going to keep Jasper here just because I don't know what I'm playing against. So he can be very good if I am against an aggro matchup. Alright, so we're going to ink the Duke. And we're going to send Flounder out on his journey into the world. Thankfully, we have drawn our 2/2s every game, which is very important. There are games, unfortunately, where you do not see a 1-drop, and those are very hard to win. Okay, so our opponent inks a Goofy. So he's either playing Evasive or Control. And we're going to go ahead and ink Phil and go ahead and get the party started. Flounder's going to go on his quest. And let's see what our opponent does. Okay, Pocket Watch. So this is a controlled... Okay, another control deck. So we have Cauldron. And he's going to start trying to set his deck up. Meanwhile, we do have... Oh, very good draw here. So Jasper, although he's not terrible in this matchup, Jasmine much better at questing, obviously, so we are happy to see her show up, and we'll happily take her 2 lore over Jasper. So you can see I only have 3 cards left in my hand. My opponent has a million cards, so drawing cards is just not part of this deck, and sometimes you will just run out of gas, guys. This deck is not invincible, but sometimes you just get there. Sometimes your opponent just cannot deal with the pressure, and that's a lot of what happened at my tournament. So let's go ahead and send Jasper out of here, and we will play Hans. So you can see, beautiful curve here. And we are just going to put our foot on the pedal. And our opponent is trying to get something here, but looks like they haven't been able to come up with anything. Red Purple does run a ton of uninkables, so sometimes their hand can get a little clunky, especially in the early game before they're able to get everything set up. So that's why we are just trying to quest as fast as we can. Alright, so Gaston. Okay, Gaston is a good one, but we're not going to let him phase us. We are going to run Aurora out there. We have no Be Prepared to be afraid of, and now he cannot Dragonfire next turn, unless he's hitting Aurora, obviously. So you can see here, Aurora, incredibly powerful, creating a bunch of warded people against a deck that wants to remove them. So Gaston can attack into 1, presumably the Hans, which we're cool with. We are at 17 on turn 5. Okay, so he'll deal with that. Rafiki could be good here if he comes down with a Rafiki, but either way, he cannot deal with enough stuff here. Gets rid of Aladdin and passes the turn. So there you go. He does not have anything, no responses. We'll take our 3rd victory in a row, and we'll wrap it up, guys. I hope you guys enjoyed this gameplay. As you can see, the deck just gets there sometimes. I'm not claiming this to be the best deck. You know, I've seen a lot of negativity online about how does this deck win? How does this deck win? Well, this is how it wins. You know, your opponent just sometimes cannot deal with it, and I just had a lot of success on Saturday and a lot of luck on my side. So thank you guys so much for watching. I really appreciate all the love, and be kind out there. We'll see you on the next video. Peace.